Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back. Today I'm just simply going to be doing a makeup, not tutorial, so to speak. I don't want to say tutorial because that makes me feel like, oh, I don't want anybody to feel like I'm teaching you how to do makeup. This is how I do makeup. So it's kind of just a what I do to achieve the look that I get or whatever. So anyways, we're gonna be starting with, of course, I already cleaned and moisturized my face. Now I'm using, to prime my face, everyone's favorite, the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. So use that. I'm gonna let that dry a little bit. Next, I am going to color correct my face. I'm gonna I usually color correct this area of my face because that's where I'm the darkest at, my T-zone. This area here is where I'm the lightest. This area here is where I tend to run a little darker, and my dark marks don't help that either. So I'm going to color correct with the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the color Orange, and I just take that all around the dark area. And then I take my beauty sponge and I blend that out with a damp beauty sponge. And I even take some and put it under my eyes just for some extra correction. So after that, I set this, because what you don't want to happen is you put your foundation on and that red is all mixed up in your foundation, because then you're gonna look like an Oompa Loompa. So you want to set it. So I set it with Milk, a Blur and Set Matte Loose Setting Powder in the shade Translucent Medium. And this setting powder can be a little drying, so that's why I like it, because it gets it really matte so that it won't move and I won't look like Oompa Loompa. And I find that when I do this, my makeup stays in place for the entire time that I have my makeup on. That is set. Then I put on my foundation. Today, sometimes I use the beauty sponge if I'm in a rush. Most times I use a brush. This is the Ulta brush. I don't think it has a name to it, but I really like it. I like how it distributes the product. Today I am going to be using the Fenty Beauty Hydrating Longwear Foundation in the color 420. Let's put some of that there, put some of that there, put some of that there, put some on my nose and on my, we'll get that later, and on my chin. And I'm going to be using the Farsali Skin Tune Blur, and I'm gonna be using that to help distribute, not to help distribute, but I don't know, for some reason I feel like this gives me better distribution of the foundation, and it helps to thicken it up a little bit so that I don't have to use too much. Also, it helps to, that's how I get my flawless base. It gives it like a flaw, because it's a blurring serum. So when I put it in, when I mix it in with my foundation, it gives it a nice blurring effect. It makes it perfect. I don't know. I got this from Jackie ever since I've been hooked on doing this step. So I just put it everywhere that I put my foundation. Over here wasting product. Look, don't worry about how this look right now. Worry about yourself. And we are gonna just blend this out. that was that step. Now we are going to highlight or conceal. I use a mixture between, this is almost done. I think I want to try the Born This Way, the multi-sculpting concealer. I want to try that because this is almost done, and there's so many other concealers out there, and so I want to try that. So when this is done, I'll get that one. But for now, we're gonna use the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in the color NC45. So I take one pump and I put it on the beauty sponge, and I do one side at a time, and then I take it up over my eye. And then I'm gonna take the residue, whatever's left, and put it on my chin, around my mouth area, and bring some up to my forehead, down my nose. And then I'm going to take my Tarte Shape Tape and the color Tan. I don't know if you can see that. Tan. Now, initially I felt like this was too light, and I still think it is a little light. So I bought this when I didn't know nothing about makeup or what I was doing. So what I do is I take it and I take a little bit, like the slightest bit, and I go here, 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 and here, and then same thing. I don't dip it back in there. Here and here. I use the same side I use the other one to kind of dim its light a little bit, because I still want the highlight effect. I don't want it to be as bright as it is. So I use the same side that I use the other concealer, and I go over that as well. Same on the other side. And then what I do is I take some of this, I take the excess, whatever comes off of this sponge, just to lighten the perimeter. Whatever is left on this sponge, which means it's not going to be a crazy amount, because I don't like that beard looking effect. After that, you set the foundation, set the damn thing. I'm gonna be using, set the concealer. I'm gonna be using the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Instant Retouch Setting Powder in the color Cashew, and that's to add a little bit more highlight to my face. I'm gonna set. I don't bake, I just set. I just set everywhere that I put the concealer. And I'm an oily girl, so this helps me stay, this helps me stay not matte, so to speak, but because the Fenty the Fenty concealer, the Fenty, what the hell is it? The Fenty foundation is a hydrating foundation, and like I said, I'm an oily girl. I like to be not matte, but what the hell am I trying to say? I like to not look oily by the end of the day. So powder is my friend. Next, we have eyebrows. I'm gonna do them off camera because they take too long. So, but I'm gonna tell you what I'm using. I'm going to be using the Maybelline, hopefully you can see that, the Maybelline Brow Ultra Slim in the color Black Brown. Yeah, in the color Black Brown. This has literally become my favorite eyebrow pencil, and I was precisely my brow girl, and I am no longer. One, this does the exact same thing. Two, it's a little less emollient, it's a little more waxy, which I like because it doesn't go as fast, and it looks a little more natural. It doesn't leave that shiny sheen after. so I don't really have to set it. And it's cheaper. The Precisely My Brows, I think $24, and this is $8. You do the math. Maybelline Ultra Slim Pencil it is. All right, I'm back. Eyebrows on fleek. So what I did was I used, like I said, the Maybelline Ultra Slim Brow Pencil. And then what I do to clean them up is use my foundation. So whatever foundation I use, most people use concealer. However, I don't like that halo look. Like, I don't like, me personally, some people can fleek the heck out of their eyebrows with some concealer. Me personally, I don't like when I have that little halo effect on the brows. Most people actually stop concealing the top and just conceal the bottom, which is better in my personal preference. My personal opinion is better. But I just use foundation, that way you can't even see a halo around my eyes, because it's the same color as the foundation I'm wearing, which means it blends in. So anyways, yeah, that's that on that. So next, after my eyebrows, I'm going to set my face using the Sephora Micro Smooth in the color Deep. And I'm just going to set my whole entire face. Well, where I didn't highlight. I want to set the parts that I didn't highlight. And this, ladies and gentlemen, gives me that airbrushed kind of situation that I be having in my pictures. I'm gonna put some around. I put some around my eyebrows because I did put foundation around my eyebrows, and you know, I wanted that to be looking all shiny. And then comes the fun part, the eyeshadow. Today I'm going to be using, which is what I use the majority of the time, I'm going to be using Jackie Aina's palette with ABH. Can we just take a minute? First of all, she's very well loved. Can we just take a minute to look at these colors? You cannot go wrong with these colors. How can you go wrong with these colors? They're beautiful colors. So anywhoozles, we are going to go in with, I know what I'm gonna do. All right, so first we're gonna go in with ginger. Ginger is this color right here. And I'm gonna go in with that on the sides. And I'm gonna do this to both eyes, of course. This is how I color switch. It's low ghetto. Oh well. This was my precisely. This was my precisely my brow pencil. It's gone. So what I do is, you know how the color switch is basically like the spoolie material, and you just circle it around. Well, what I do is I take this spoolie and I take my brush, and this is my color switch. This is how I get the color off of my brush. It works perfectly. All right, so the next color I'm going to take is edges. I'm going to take edges. Edges is this color right here. And I'm going to take that. And I am going to put that right underneath credit. Same brush. This is a no-name brush. It's an Ulta brush. It's my favorite brush. It's that real fluffy brush. To deepen the corners a little bit, I'm gonna take my Morphe brush in the shade. My Morphe brush, M506, and it's more of that tapered kind of brush. And I'm gonna take Credit, and I'm just going to deepen the crease. Alright, and then I'm going to go back in with ginger and soften that up a bit. And then switch, and then go back in with edges one more time and put that all over the lid. Now is where we go in with our fingers. So I think that honestly the foily colors in here apply better with the fingers. I think it does it a whole lot more justice to do with the fingers. So, oh, and I have no fallout, as you can see, 0 fallout. So, let's see, which color do I want to use on this look? I might mix some stuff, which is what I always do. Let's see. This is what, let me see. This is Lituation. That's Lituation. It's Lituation. Let's see. This is Sponsored. Let's see. Zola's. There go. This is Zola's. It's a bad swatch. And then we have Zam. Ooh. I might. Let's see. Trust Issues. Trust Issues. That's a bad swatch too. You know what? Because then we have Wigglies, that red color. I might do a mixture. See, I put them side by side. I might do a mixture between Zam and Wigglies. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna take Wigglies and pop her, ooh yeah, right there in the center. It does not have to be perfect because I'm gonna blend it. Yeah. And then we're gonna take Zam right in the corner. We take Zam. We gonna take Zam. Yeah. Okay, so you see with this, it's a little crumbly and I got some major fallout from that. So what we're gonna do is, I have this little bullet brush by Morphe. It's an M536 brush, and I'm just gonna take that and wisp that away. So then I'm going to take my fluffy brush, and I'm gonna dip. Now this obviously doesn't work with these because these are kind of foily colors, so a brush like this doesn't work with these two. So, but I'm dipping into it because I want just a dusting of it on it so that I can blend it. Yeah, I want to blend them together towards the top. Now it mutes it a little bit, but I'm gonna bring it back. So it kind of mush-moshed it, if that's a word. So I'm gonna bring it back. Bring it back. And then bring it back. Now we're having a party on our face, essentially. Get my bullet brush. Now for my little inner corner highlight. I mean, how much more highlight do you really need, to be honest? But my little inner corner highlights, I'm going to take Soleil. Soleil is this color right here. And I'm gonna take that and use that as my inner corner highlight, so to speak, because this is pretty highlighted itself. And last but not least, for the shadow, I am going to, where is it? Oh, yeah. I'm going to put some little something at the bottom. I think I want to do purple. So I'm going to take Big Wig, which is this color right here. And I'm going to use my Eco Tools brush, and it's a dual-sided brush, and I'm going to use the smudge part, of course, and I'm going to smudge that on the bottom of my lid. All right, so that is that. I'm going to pop some lashes on and then be right back with the rest of my face. All right, and the lashes are did. These are the Fenty Foaming Weightless Volume and Curl Lashes by Kala. My mother bought them. No idea where she got them from. And they're in the, they're called Rouge. But they're in the, not a shade. Everything's not a shade. they're 3D foaming lashes, weightless volume and curl. And they're multi-dimensional lashes in the Rouge thing. Okay? Okay. So next, I'm going to be using my Fenty bronzer in the color Cocoa Naughty. This is what she looks like. She's just my shade. Like, she's not too dark and then she's not exactly my shade. She is like right there, so to speak. I'm gonna get her down here. I thought about getting what is the next one after this? There's one more after this. Mocha Mami, but I figured that would make me just a little bit, just a teeny bit too red. And then I use this Sephora blending, it's a shadow brush. It looks like this. It's flat-ish. Anyway, I use this brush. I take her down the sides of my nose to contour my nose. Take it from the brow and go down the side of your nose. And I think this brush is really, really good because it is a blending brush, which means the bristles aren't so dense. And so it doesn't, you know how when you see people contour their nose and then you see the lines where they contoured at? It's because the brush is so dense. This brush is not as dense, it's really fluffy. So it kind of like, it just helps blend it in to me. And then this is something that Savannah showed me. Well, she didn't show me personally, but I've been watching her videos. Anyway, not too much, just a little bit, just to get that shadow back to your nose, because I don't want to lose my nose. So, just to give that shadow back to my nose. All right, and then I'm gonna take this brush that I use. It's the Ulta Beauty brush as well. And I'm gonna take this blush here by Juvia's Place. It's the Bella blush. And I'm gonna take some of that. And go right on the apples of my cheeks up to my temple. If you feel like you did too much, which is what I feel like, I take my powder brush and just buff it out. And then get my handy dandy Morphe brush, the M438 brush, and take my Juvia's Place, the Nubian by Juvia's Place loose highlighter in the shade Nefertiti. So I don't go right in. You see how it's all like that? I don't go right in because listen, with loose setting powder, you can get a little carried away. So what I do is I take the excess, usually I take out the top, but I take the excess and I dip it, because look how much is on the brush. I dip it and I even tap some of that off. And I highlight right where I smile at, because that's where when the sun hits my face, that's where it beams. So that's where I highlight. And then I take it right around the side of my face. It's very subtle because I don't put that much. See, that's way too much. I tap that off. And then I take what's in the top, which is what I normally do. Tip of my nose. Right there. Down the middle of my, whatever you call this, the bridge of my nose. And then my Cupid's bow. Get my Cupid's bow. And then that's that one, that for that. Okay, final step, my lips. I am going to be taking the KK Beauty lip liner in the color Nude 3. It is my favorite lip liner in the entire world. Best lip liner, well, the chocolate one. And I'm sure if I like the chocolate one, I'm going to like the rest of them. All right, and then today I'm gonna be using a new It's not new, it's new-ish. It came out during the holidays. It is the Melted Matte Liquid Lip. And this is in the color Gingerbread Girl. What made me want this was the smell. It smells exactly like gingerbread cookies, and I love anything that smells like a cookie, a cake, a marshmallow, anything. Oh, this smells so freaking good. It smells like you could just eat it. Like you could just eat it. So I'm gonna use this. And it's the perfect shade. And what I like to do to blend it in is just like that. Look how pretty that is. What I will say is, if you don't like matte lipstick, you might not like these like this, because it tastes good. It tastes exactly like it smells. But if you don't like this, if you don't like matte lipstick or matte liquid lip, you might not like this, because you can feel this on your lips. It looks pretty, but you can feel it. You can definitely feel it. And then to top it off, I am going to be using Exotic Dolls Lip Gloss in the color Sophisticated. Now, this is not in stores because this is my friend's lip gloss. I actually have two others. She has, I think it's a total of 10. I might be wrong, but I think it's 10. I bought 3. The color I'm gonna be using is actually, I'll probably use Caramel Kisses because it's a little closer to the color I'm wearing. So I'm gonna use Caramel Kisses, and this is what it looked like. Like I said, Exotic Dolls. Then this one, like I said, was Sophisticated. This is what she looks like. So like a lighter pink. This is like a mauve pink, and then this one is like a dark mauve, pinky kind of color. And this color is called Melanin Magic. Look at the component. It's so pretty. It's so cute. I feel like it's more of a liquid lipstick, but she calls them a gloss, but they have pigment. They are glossy. They stay glossy, but they have like a really good pigment. So I'm gonna be using Caramel Kisses, and I'm just gonna pop that right in the middle. Oh, look at that color. Look at that color. And I'm going to and last but not least, it's time to set the face. I'm gonna be using the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. My favorite setting spray, to be honest, is the Morphe setting spray, the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. That's my favorite setting spray, but I ran out. It's empty. It's gone. So this is the next best, thing. Let that do its thing. And that's that. Thank you guys for watching if you've made it this far. This is, like I said, this is not the end all be all. This is not how you should do your makeup. This is how I do my makeup. This is how I achieve what I achieve. This is how I achieve what I achieve. I love how my makeup comes out. I absolutely love doing my eyeshadow. It's my favorite part of the entire makeup process. Maybe because that's That's where I'm the most creative and like figuring out what I want to do and how I want to do it and how it's going to come together. Like that's my most favorite part of the entire makeup process. So if you guys like what you see, please give this video a thumbs up, share, comment, let me know your feedback. What other colors you want me to use? Do you want me to do blue? Do you want me to do green? Do you want me to do yellow? Do you want me to do orange? Because this is pretty much my standard colors. I love the rusty brown, rusty red with that little gold in the corner. Like that's my thing. That's my jam. That is my go-to. So if you want to see blue, red, green, yellow, magenta, purple, orange, whatever, let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and do all those things that YouTube provides. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.